In this video, I'm going to be giving you 6 tips on how to find the perfect domain name. Also, if you stay tuned to the end of this video, I'll show you how you can get a free domain name when you start to create your first website. Stay tuned. Hey, what's going on everyone? It's Lewis here from websitethink.com, and I'm really excited to bring you this video on how to find the perfect domain name for your website. So this is something that I've learned over years and years of making websites, and I've made a lot of mistakes, and I've picked some really bad domain names, and I've also picked some really good ones. So I'm just going to be giving you 6 tips on how I find my own personal domains, and these are some great tips that you should try and utilize when finding a domain name for your next website. So let's get stuck straight in. Tip number 1 is to try and pick a brandable domain name. So this is a domain like Facebook or Google or Twitter, which is like short and concise, and it really speaks about your business. So say for example, you're going to be making a website about skateboards. Well, you don't really want to pick a website saying besteverskateboards.com, because you're really kind of putting yourself into a corner to the type of website you're going to create and the type of content and things you might be able to sell. So as an alternative for, say, a skateboarding website, you could use a domain like skately.com, which is short, concise, and it still tells the reader exactly what your website is about. Step 2 is to always try and pick a .com domain when possible. So for myself personally, I've purchased .co domains, .net, and .org domains, but I've quickly found out that these domain names aren't really relevant to the content and the websites that I were making. So if you plan on making a blog or a content or a forum website, always try and pick a .com domain name, as this will be more relevant to internet searches, as .net and .co and .org domain names are usually reserved only for networking business and non-profit organizations. Step number 3 for picking a great domain name is to try and keep it as short as possible, and preferably under 7 or 8 characters. So this will make the domain name, very short and concise, and it will help people to remember your brand and your website. And also, if you ever search on Google and see a really long domain name, it kind of just seems a bit unprofessional, and maybe not a lot of thought has gone into picking the domain name. So you might have to kind of just brainstorm a little bit and do a mind map and just see where your potential website or business can go as far as brand names and website names go. Step 4 is to use online tools like namemesh.com. So this is an online website called namemesh.com, and I'll put a link down below in the description. And this is an awesome tool where you can put in a keyword like skateboard, and then it will just spurt out hundreds of different options of domain names that are available, and it will give you different alternatives like Skately, Skateable, and kind of those like startup brands that you have come to know and use. So this is a really good starting point to kind of just explore different alternatives of what you may be able to see as far as domain names are concerned. Step 5 is to not corner yourself with your domain name. So what I mean by this is, don't corner yourself with a name which won't allow you to expand in the future. So I'll go back to this skateboarding example that I briefly touched on before, and say I did choose the domain name bestskateboardsever.com. So while this might be a good option for the first year while I'm only selling skateboards on my website, so my business or website might actually grow, and I may want to kind of write about other products or sell other products like shoes, wheels, stickers, t-shirts, and so much more, but I'm really kind of restricted to those products as my website domain name is just about skateboards. So you kind of want to pick a name that allows you to expand in the future while not just keeping you in the corner on one topic or one niche. So this is why the brandable domain name is really important, as it allows you to expand in the future and go into different sub-niches or categories or market. Step 6 to picking a great domain name is to still have it relevant to your niche or market. So continuing with this skateboarding example, for this instance, maybe picking an alternative keyword, say like kickflip or ollie or ramp.com. These are relevant to my market, but they still portray what exactly my business or website is about. So again, a great starting point is just to go onto namemesh.com or just brainstorm on a piece of paper and just think about alternative keywords within your market or website that you can maybe use as a keyword. So when it comes down to it, picking a good domain name really is an art form, and it does take a bit of trial and error to get used to, but eventually you will find a great domain name for your next business or website. So if you want to find out how to get your first free domain name, I'll actually put a link down below to Bluehost, and they're a web hosting company where you can actually host your brand new website and get started in under 5 minutes. So I highly recommend them to new website beginners. And again, I'll put a link down below in the description if you want to make your very first website today. And I'll also put a link down below in the description to a tutorial that I've made on how to create a WordPress website in 10 minutes. So that's a really good starting point if you're thinking about creating a website. And if this video has been helpful for you, please consider hitting the thumbs up and subscribe button. And as always, thanks for watching. I can't wait to see you in the next one.